Good afternoon, students. I am Dr. Neeta Sharma from Shri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya, Junwani. My topic is from American Literature, Paper 3, Unit 3, The Old Man and the Sea. Today, my topic is Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway from American Literature. So, what is the introduction of the story? The Old Man and the Sea is a short novel written by the American author Hemingway in 1951 in Cuba and published in 1952. So, what is the theme of The Old Man and the Sea? The honor in struggle, defeat, and death. The main hero of the story, Santiago, is characterized as someone struggling against defeat. He has gone 84 days without catching a fish. He will soon pass his own record of 87 days. So, next theme, pride as the source of greatness and determination. So, in addition to exhibiting terrific strength, bravery, and moral certainty, those heroes usually possess a tragic flaw, a quantity that, though admirable, leads to their eventually downfall. So, now we come to the story. The Old Man and the Sea tells the story of a battle between a aging, experienced fisherman named Santiago and a large fish, Merlin. The story opens with Santiago having gone 84 days without catching a fish, the worst form of unluckiness. He is so unlucky that his young friend Manolin has been forbidden by his parents to sail with him and has been told instead to fish with successful fishermen. The boy, but then also the boy visits Santiago each night, hauling his fish gear, preparing food, talking about American baseball. On the 85th day of his unlucky streak, Santiago does as promised, sailing his skiff far beyond the island's shallow coastal waters and venturing into the Gulf Stream. He prepares his lines and drops them. At noon, a big fish, which he knows is a marlin, takes the bait that Santiago has placed 100 fathoms deep into the water. The old man expertly hooks the fish, but he cannot pull it on. Instead, the fish begins to pull the boat. So, unable to tie the line fast to the boat for fear the fish would snap a taut line, the old man bears the strain of the line with his shoulders, back, and hands ready to give slack should the marlin make a run. The fish pulls the boat all through the day, through the night, through another day, and through another night. It swims straightly northwest until at last it tires and swims east with the current. The entire time, Santiago endures constant pain from the fishing line. Whenever the fish hunches, leaps, or makes a dash for freedom, the cord cuts Santiago badly. Although wounded and weary, the old man feels a deep empathy and admiration for the Merlin, his brother in suffering, strength, and resolve. So on the third day, the fish tires and Santiago sleep deprived with pain and nearly Drellrus manages to pull the Merlin in close enough to kill it with a harpoon thrust. Dead beside the skiff, the marlin is the largest Santiago has ever seen. He lashes it to his boat, raises the small mast, and sets sail for home. While Santiago is excited by the price that the marlin will bring at market, he is more concerned that the people who will eat the fish are unworthy of its greatness. So, as Santiago sails on with the fish, the marlin's blood leaves a trail in the water and attracts shark. The first to attack is a great which Santiago manages to slay with the harpoon. In the struggle, the old man loses the harpoon and length of valuable rope, which leaves him vulnerable to other shark attacks. The old man fights off the successive vicious predators as best he can, stabbing at them with a crude spear he makes by lashing a knife to an oar and even clubbing them with the boat's tiller. Although he kills several sharks, more and more appear, and by the time night falls, Santiago's continued fight against the Scavengers is useless. They devour the marlin's precious meat, leaving only skeleton, head, and tail. Santiago, himself for going out too far and for sacrificing his great and worthy opponent. He arrives home before daybreak, stumbles back to his shack, and sleeps very deeply. Next morning, a crowd of amazed fishermen gathers around the skeletal carcass of the fish, which is still lashed to the boat. Knowing nothing of the old man's struggle, tourists at a nearby cafe observe the remains of the giant marlin and mistake it for a shark. Manolin, who has been worried sick over the old man's absence, is moved to tears when he finds Santiago safe in his bed. The boy fetches the old man some coffee and the daily papers with the baseball scores and watches him sleep. When the old man wakes, the two agree to fish as partners once more. The old man returns to sleep and dreams his usual dream of lions at play on the beaches of Africa. So, what is the conclusion of the story? The Old Man and the Sea is the story of an epic struggle between an old fisherman and the greatest catch of his life. For 84 days, Santiago, an aged Cuban fisherman, has set out to sea and returned empty handed. So unlucky is he that the parents of his young, devoted apprentice and friend Melonin have forced the boy to leave the old man in order to fish in a more prosperous boat. The boy continues to care for the old man upon his return each night. He helps the old man to his level best and discusses the latest developments in American baseball. So, Santiago is confident that his unproductive streak will soon come to an end and he resolves to sail out further than usual the following day. So, these are the some of the important questions from the story Old Man and the Sea. So, thank you.